Hi class, I wanted to give you some video feedback. You'll take these comments and you'll want to make a bulleted list so that you can submit that with your revision in week 4. Here's a tip for you. If you want to go look at this video on YouTube, you can open up the transcript and you can copy that, paste it into chat, and ask it to create a bulleted list for you. Or you can listen to this and write down your notes in that way. All right. Nice. Let's look at the first one here. Okay. So far, easy to read. I do think this space here needs to be addressed. It looks like something should be there or something long should be here, or this should come up maybe. But we've got a blank there, it feels. You do want to put your skill set up here. Okay, it's photographer, videographer, filmmaker, and writer. So you would put a little something there, either a line or space, and put filmmaker, writer. Okay, that is necessary and it'll be on every page. Super important. Try to find thumbnail images that don't have a clipped title, all right? Super important. It's better to have it right here where you can read it and not broken up like that. Okay, super important. Okay. And extend this text box so that it wraps on one line instead of two. You'll likely only need the accessibility statement page. You could probably get rid of the privacy page. If not, you have to make sure, this is for everyone, that that page is completed. It's usually a template. So right now, this is going to the top. So I would just get rid of that link down there. This is your about. You also have your about content here. So that's the thing. You've put content on the home page, but your navigation has separate pages. This, I think I mentioned before, you want it to be clear resolution, so it probably has to be a smaller size for that file. This is great resolution. Possibly you can just remove this about. Okay, take that page out. However, you still need to add a link up here to this strip. So in week 3, starting tomorrow, there should be a video on troubleshooting that will teach you how to create a link in your navigation to that strip where you actually have the content. Okay, so we just want it once. So what you would do, either that is linking, no. Okay, so remove this, all right, so that when we go here, we actually have it, and that's awesome. So yeah, you could just take this strip and put it here. Remove that and put that here. That will be the best, quickest, easiest solution for you. Okay, so this would need to link to your portfolio page, right? That button. So either this link to your contact is not working or content on it is very large. I think it's just not linking. So you want to link that here. There will be a bar all the way across, Okay, and that will be an anchor that you will link here to the contact in this anchor page that you can name anchor. And again, that will be discussed in the troubleshooting video that'll be uploaded tomorrow. Okay. All right, let's check your mobile. Okay. All right. So, yeah, when we click on these, we have the description. Good job. Okay. All right. You've got a terrific start here. Some edits. So you'll want to set aside a couple hours at least and make those edits. It could take a few more. All right. And you're linked up. So good job. It's going to look fantastic. All right. Okay, Eric. Nice. I'm not sure you need this. Okay, because you have this here. Let's see. You don't have to say at. That way, if you just take at out, please reach out to me, then, and you have this and this, they know they have an option. So you can take this off. It does align well here, but this kind of leaves a big space, so I would do that. Okay. There is something here that I wanted to mention. The placeholder phone number needs to go. You can use a free Google Voice. Doesn't take too long to set that up. You get to choose the number. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Nice. Okay. All right. Good job. Let's check out the mobile. So you want to make sure that when you select contact, that it lands here. See, is this to your, that it lands here, and I would put a heading here that says contact, a little space there, remove that. You could even put that above this, right? Since it's left to right on the desktop, you could move your form up in here and say contact me. Take this out. Okay. Awesome image, great lighting. So you're saying cinematographer. I don't see videos here exactly, so if you do have something like that. But I'm going to let that go. Okay. All right, it's good samples of your work and lighting, which is what a DP is going to do, right? All right, so Excellent work. I love where you're going with this, and I look forward to seeing it next week. All right, Brittany, let's remove this background. It's a template. It's highly recognized, so we want to get rid of that. You can come in just like this if you want, but we need to remove that. You will need to have your name and this, what you do, up here, so it's on every page. And you'll need to link up to at least a LinkedIn. Good job with your footer. Okay. Good job with your link. Okay. Okay, so we want to be able to see that here. So you'll need something. It looks like it's broken. So embed that. Okay, that is the same. So you're going to take this out. You won't need a home in that case. You'll just have your about, and it'll go right here once you take this strip out. And take out anything that you're not using here. Make sure that that's a Google Voice so you're not putting out your personal number, all right? Let's increase the contrast here on that button while you're at it, because in week 4 you'll be working with accessibility and it will likely flag that and have you change it anyway. So you can just do that when you can, all right? Let's take a look at the mobile. Okay, I think this could either go bigger here. You still may need your name and what you do. You don't want it to stack too much. You want to be careful about it. And definitely have some hierarchy so it's not a lot of stacking of the same size font and so forth, but it is something you'll do. You can put this up here and maybe remove that, or at least put this up here. I would put those at the bottom. Likely you'll take them out. They're not linked up. That needs to be checked out, that broken link. All right, so once you go ahead and make some revisions on your desktop, they will follow over into your mobile. So, but edits made on your mobile will not go to the desktop, so it doesn't work in reverse. But once you make your edits on desktop, then you can come in and check to see where it is on your mobile. All right. Okay. Let's see. All right, Bethia, this is good. Be careful. Make sure that's not your actual address. And the privacy policy needs to come out because it is just the template, which is usually the case. Okay, so go ahead and take that out. You can keep the accessibility because you may want to update that. Probably take out, definitely. You can always add these. Take out terms and conditions and refund policy. Okay, delete those pages. They'll be in your pages and menu over here. You can take them out. And I believe that this link does not work. Okay. Probably you want to just land here. And if you're going to go by Bethia, maybe you want to do that here. I don't know if you already are known by one or the other, but that you'd want to be consistent there. And yeah, okay, this needs to come out because it is linking to this. And again, it's always easy to add this later, all right? You won't need the welcome if you have a home. So remove one or the other. And this, okay, this is another page. And what happens sometimes, what I see has happened, is you've added strips to your home page. So when we select about, there isn't about. We need an about. So rename welcome to about this page. Rename this page and pages in menu in your editor, your Wix editor. Call it about. And then if you take this out, when you select that, it will land right here. And then this can be your home. And then when you select this, which will be retitled about, no, actually it won't, because you won't have this here anymore. Okay, that can go here, but, okay, this you're going to rename about, and you're going to move and link, you may have to add it, an anchor point, an anchor bar here at the top, right here, and you're going to link it to your about page. Now, that's where, again, you want to watch the troubleshooting video, and it'll walk you through how to do that. But either that, or you're going to need to create another page and move your about content. So there's some functionality issues here. You have on your home page your videos. So you either move that content here or you delete this. Let me see what this is. Okay, that's a separate page. But you also have it in your footer. This is your footer. Okay. You don't want this as a footer. So yes, it's on every page, but it's too deep to be a footer. Just go ahead and move it to a contact page altogether and take it out of the footer. You can have your, this line right here or something down here in your footer part down here, but these blocks are just too deep and they're on, every page. It makes it confusing. But what you need to do now is when you have your portfolio page, this will be gone, and you can either move those videos here, or you can take all that off of that page, rename this showcase, and link it to, again, another anchor bar that lands right here. So it's definitely easier and quicker to grab all of this and put it onto your portfolio page. I would rename it Showcase. I'd rename this Showcase. That is easier. Okay, for sure. But anyway, that's what happens when we add strips to a template that has pages. Okay? All right. Let's look at the mobile. Okay. Right. So one would think that that is just right, except when we go to work here, we have added pages. So again, you're going to remove all of that and put it on one page, your contact page. Yeah. So it might get a little confusing for you because you have to do that. If you're able to meet me tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the live session, we can walk through some of this. All right. Okay. All right, so once you make your edits on your desktop, then you can look at your mobile and see how the layout could change. All right, let's move your contact to the end. Okay, that contact button needs to go to the right. I like this, it works well, great image. Okay, I was just checking to see if it was AI. Good job. Student work, but still, as long as you make it clear that that's what it is. You do want to say that this was, page layout, not logo creation, right? Because that was given to you, but it is page layout. And this was some editing, but you need to describe a little bit what those are. Okay, again, the privacy policy comes up to here, so delete that. Okay, so here's the thing about this. And the contact goes to the bottom. Okay, so you want this, if this is your navigation, you want it to go from left to right, top to bottom. So this wouldn't go there. This would only be in your footer. So your footer needs to just remove this or make it smaller if that's your footer. And because your About Me comes first on the page, that's going to be to the left. And then your portfolio, and then your contact. So this is going to be moved up here. We do have a lot of empty space here that has to go away. Okay, fine. But we have a lot of empty space. Okay, so here's the other thing. We need to have your name and what you do in the header. If this is your header, it needs to be much reduced, but your header is actually up here. So what you could do is take this and paste it into your header up here, and then put your navigation up here, which you also have up here, but we don't see it. Sometimes it takes a minute with this, somehow, this template. Okay, so here's the thing. That's what happens. That is actually on your page, and so that's a problem. We have to delete all these. And same thing, you've created it on strips instead of different pages. So you're going to have to go into your pages and menu and delete all of these. That one might work. You might be able to just get rid of it. But all of these have to go. Yeah, all of those go. And then you're relying solely on, if I can get back, solely on this. So move all of this up into the header, put all of this up with the About and over here in front of the portfolio and contact, but over here, and get rid of all these pages that are in your pages and menu. Close this. You'll then have a big black gap here. Close all of that or get rid of that strip. Move this to the bottom, which will be your footer down here. Decide what your footer is. Look and see on your site if this is your footer. If it is, it also is too deep. It could be about an inch, and then put the year down here. Then make this thinner, just about this high. It will be then at the top, like that, and you'll have your name up here in the navigation. Probably close a little of this space up, just a little, and then that's where you'll start, and then you'll select your navigation. You'll go here and here. All right. Okay, we can look at your mobile, but you have some changes, right? So like this, right? I think that I'm not going to go too deep into this because you're going to need to make those very distinct changes that I just went over. All right. All right. Once you do that, it's going to look great. Okay. we've got to get rid of that space, close this up, and we probably want all this moved up so that you have your navigation on every page. So now we're kind of stuck here. We have to go back again. Okay, this is placeholder. You need to have projects there. Remove the privacy policy. Make sure that you are linked up to at least a LinkedIn professional site. No placeholders, okay? Even if you're thinking you're going to add something there, take that out. Have a little space here so it doesn't look like we're wrapping oddly. Okay, you have this here. People do recognize icons more quickly. Now we have too much clicking to get, intermediate clicking to get to what we need to get to. Okay, so that's kind of a problem there. All right. Yeah, your navigation is going to be up there in your header. You can have this here, but we need to be able to navigate. Okay, so bring all that up. Bring all that up. And, okay, so here, just make sure you have all of your projects and a description of each. Okay. And let's see. All right, and so you'll need to have a contact that links. Okay, good, it does. Actually, it's a whole nother page. And you have it at the bottom too. All right, so you'll want to make those revisions mostly on your home page. These have to be their own, so you'll just pull those out on your pages and menu over here. You'll just grab it and bring it out from under this. Make sure you don't need a lot of work. It's best if it's yours, but you don't need, rather than, if you've edited classwork that was somebody else's video, it's always better to have your own, but it only has to be one or two things. You don't need a lot. Okay, so yeah, mostly the navigation, which is here, but you don't have it on your desktop. And you still have it here. All right. Okay. Descriptions for your work. All right, let's move on. And let's see. All right, Whitley. This is linked. Good job. Okay. This, you do have it up here, and that's what counts. Okay. And this is great. We do need higher contrast here. Probably in week 4, that will be flagged. Okay. Nice. All right, laid out very nicely. And you have your descriptions for everything. And you actually have these. You want to watch out, make sure you don't have transparent text here. Okay, too hard to read. All right. Okay, well done. Let's check out the mobile. Okay, might need a little space there. More like this. nice and organized. I can tell you thought about this and took some time. Nice work. Okay. All right. Might need more contrast there. We'll see what happens in week 4. Well done. Good job. Okay. Logan, let's see. We need to remove or link those. You do need to have your name and what you do up here in the header so it's on every page. We need a description. We need some more projects here, at least one more. This would be under your about. So if you can make that larger, that would be great, but it needs to be your about content, you know, like right here underneath that or something. I think I mentioned that to you in your about submission. This works fine. I would probably remove that and bring this over a little bit so it wraps up here instead of 2 lines, or rather does not wrap. Okay. All right, you need your name up here and what you do, and another piece of work to show. And so I think what you would have here, you're going to have this image on your, instead of having this page, you might keep this, but I would move that over to here and have it be here, under this, right under this, because you need to have a profile image there, and it's just a little, we don't need 2 pages of that. All right, we do need one more work example. Okay, all right. This has been a great group, and I'm looking forward to seeing where you are on week 4. I know you're making great progress. You've come far in just 2 weeks, so congratulations on that, and let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. Again, tomorrow at around 1 p.m., there will be a live session. If you can't make 1 o'clock, there's also one at 12, okay? That would be in your meetings tab on FSO, all right? All right. Good night, everybody.